The Division, the game that is so close to so many people's hearts, the game where people uninstall it and then come back to it at some point. It's just the gameplay, it's so unique. Now today, what I want to do is just something a little bit different, just to celebrate hitting 5k subscribers. I've dug deep into the archives of some of the footage back before I knew how to aim, before I knew how to strafe, before Cronus Max, before any modified controllers. And I want you to come on a journey with me and look at some of the best moments in the Division, some of the moments where new players won't even know existed. There's been so many nerfs and changes in the game. I want to go back before classifieds. I also want to show veterans that it can be nostalgic. You know, I want to give you something that'll bring back some good memories of when you met all the friends that you have in the Division. And also maybe it might give you some nightmares, maybe give you some reasons of why you left the Division. So follow me on this journey as we go through some of my old clips before I become RoarTalentz. So, let's start from the present. In my opinion, we have three main PvP builds. We have the Striker, one of my personal favourites. Then we have the Nomad. And then, finally, we have that Predators build. And this build gets people really, really toxic. The 6-piece Striker, one of my favourite sets of all time. This clip I can remember, you know, I took a break from the game, I come back to the game, and a friend of mine helped me put together any 6-piece Striker we could find, so it wasn't the best gear. I am using a shock turret, but give me a break, I'd just come back to the game, my aim was off, so I needed a bit of practice, and I'll always remember when this clip happened. Also, an interesting fact for new players, did you know that the Bullfrog, which I'm going to use in this clip, was once known as the FAMAS? It was once a gold gun, and then it got converted into an exotic, which was called the Bullfrog. Interesting. Wow. That is probably one of the worst striker clips that I have ever captured. But like I say, perfect example. Not all of us are good when we come back from a break. Everyone has to learn somewhere. But what I want to know is, what was before the classifieds? What did 80% of the PvP players use in the DZ? Oh yeah, the Hexo hybrid. Now stay with me because we are going to go even further back, but I had to throw this build in. Before the classifieds, 80% of the DZ ran the Hexo build. It was a mixture of exotics and high-end gear. It was so OP. And not only that, you know, you were running the Barretts, the Skull Gloves, one of my favourite exotic pieces. But also, on top of that, there was a bug in the game and you could stack the talent Adept. So when you're using an assault rifle, you could really max that crit chance out by popping the skills constantly. What a build and what a time to be in the division. I remember this team of rogues, you know, destroying the server while I was trying to farm. And they were trying so hard to protect the only manhunt in the team. Well, that's not happening today. What a great build. What a time to be in the game. You know, the Hexo build. A lot of people say it's a dead build these days, but I know there's a lot of people who still run it daily. Still a fantastic build. But what I want to show new players is the days before Cronus Max. The days when people actually used a shotgun the right way. When we used to use the normal 4-piece striker with the Savage gloves, which was so OP. So let's go back and take a look when shotguns were used without Cronus Max. I remember these rogues I killed because they got pretty salty and told me in game chat, my time is up in the DZ, it's time to get out. But if you've watched my PvP tips video, you know tip number 7, turn and burn. Use it, it will save your life. So okay, the Super 90 has always been an overpowered gun. The only difference being, back in them days, the DZ, it wasn't littered full of Cronus Max. It actually took a little bit more skill to pop shot the shotgun. But what I want to ask is, does anyone remember the days before they nerfed hip fire? And does anyone remember the days when Banshee was the most used gear set in the DZ? Whew! How I missed that hip fire. If you wasn't around when the hip fire was real, then you missed so much fun. You could run around the DZ, you could hip fire everyone, people got salty, people got angry, but it was a lot of fun. Now my next question goes out to players who were maybe started the game from day one. Do you remember when the sticky EMP skill, it would blind you, it would disorientate you, and it would also EMP you? Now, that skill was OP. Now that was the true sticky EMP back in the day. That shit really messed you up. But did you notice me boy had me back with the survivor link? Now that's what I mean about meeting friends in the division. You know, you meet genuine friends who you know have always got your back. So what better way to repay him? Well, back in these days, let's just say I had an M870 shotgun, which had quite a lot of damage. Let's just say, back in the day when you were solo, you could use the sticky EMP to clear supply drops without the enemies not even knowing you were there. Now that sticky EMP was so powerful back in the day. I mean, clearing a supply drop without even firing a bullet. Wow. Now, keeping on the topic of stickies, does anyone remember way back in the days when the sticky bomb one shot was all over the DZ? Now let me just note something. This is up there with one of my fastest manhunts ever.
That's why. Oh, you motherfucker, you done that? We went rogue. That crazy prick. We got every single man. Little dickhead.
Boom. That guy was pretty mad. And in all honesty, I think I'd be pretty mad, because I think he was just peacefully trying to add some friends to his group. But that sticky bomb build was so OP. And I loved it, me personally. I loved it. But I know it's the reason why a lot of people left the game, because it was so ridiculously overpowered. But finally, I want to go back to the first time I can remember when I PvP'd with an OP build. And I'm talking about the days when we all farmed for the 4-piece Sentry with the Reckless chest and the Savage gloves. But we didn't use a sniper, we used a Vector and an AUG. Yeah, that's right. The Vector and the AUG, once back in the day, used to be able to hit sentry marks onto players' heads. Now this was pretty ridiculous. Now this actually isn't my footage, because I found it so hard to find the clip of when I used the Sentry and the Vector. I actually found this online, but just look how fast you could melt players with the Vector once you got the sentry marks above the head. Now back in the day, that was a true strong build, and it soon got nerfed, especially when it was paired with the Reckless chest, and the Reckless chest at the time was bugged out, so you didn't actually take the increased damage. So everyone would run it, because why not? You know, you were getting the increased damage from the Reckless. But yeah, I really do hope this video, you know, has given new players sort of a history of what the division was. And for the day one players, I'm not going to say good memories, because some of it might have been a nightmare for you. But I could go on all day with this video. It could go on for hours. And I do apologise for the video being so long. And there's some things I've missed out. There's the Alpha Bridge meta. There's the true Tactician meta. But I tried to get as much footage as I can in, just to celebrate us hitting 5k subs. Now, if you like the video, please don't forget to give me a like. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate all the support I get. And until next time, it's your boy RoarTalentz, and I'll see you later.